Can I tell a story? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yesterday on my way home, it was like 11:30 at night. I'm driving home and there's like where we live, there's like this strip of dark, like no street lights, and it's just lined with trees, and it's like a stretch where nobody's around. It's like a forest. And I'm driving, and like sometimes you even see like wild animals going along this path. So you're like a little bit careful, and it's pretty windy. And so I'm driving and I see like a girl walking without any, like no bags, and just like walking with her. And I just see her cell phone light in her hand. And this girl's got like long straight hair. She's wearing a crop top, has a belly button ring. And she's like holding, and she's like, she looks like a child. She's a child. And I'm driving and it's like 11:30 at night. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I drive past her. I was like, this is weird. And as I'm about to like turn to kind of head to our street, I'm like, fuck, this feels weird. This is like, I'm the person in the true crime story that like sees the person before the bad thing happens. So I was like, fuck, I can't just leave this girl walking in the street. So I turn around, I go back to her, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like a child. And I was like, are you okay? And she's got nothing. She doesn't even have a purse. She's just holding her cell phone. And I'm thinking like maybe a girl lives nearby and she like her parents aren't home and she lost her dog and she's looking for her dog and I have to help her find her dog and I don't want her in the street because it's there's nobody around. Anybody could have just like driven past her, put her in their car, and that would have been it.
Yeah.
Nobody would have seen. There's no cameras. There's nothing. It's like a line, no houses, nothing. So I turn around. I'm like, hey, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm just like looking for my friends. I said, how old are you? She's like, 15.
And she didn't seem like
she wasn't on drugs.
On anything,
no, she was just like a dumb teenager. And I was like, what's going on? How old are you? I'm 15. Do your parents know where you are? They think I'm at a friend's house. They think you're at a friend's house? Okay, I'm going to pull, and I'm on a street that's like, people drive really fast on that street. I don't want somebody to smash into us. So
it's a main road.
It's a main road. I pulled to the side.
Yeah.
I pulled to the side, and I was like, come over to my car. And then I'm like, oh my God, what if she's a psycho? And I'm the fucking idiot here who gets killed.
15-year-old serial killer.
Yeah. Or like, is it friends with a serial killer? And she's the bait.
Yeah, she's the worm on the hook.
So I go and I was like, what's going on? And she's like, I was like, get in my car. And then I was like, no, wait, don't get in my car. I was like, I'm going to wait here. Where are your friends? And then I started asking her questions. I started interrogating her. I was like, where are you walking here from? Tarzana? You're what? That's like 20 miles away from where we are.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I was like, and she's like, no, I got dropped off here. Well, I took a bus. I was like, oh, you're just like a fucking lying little kid. You want to meet your friends. Your parents don't know where the fuck you are. And then I said, honey, do you know how dangerous this is? What if I were a psycho and you were just about to get in my car? You shouldn't be getting in strangers' cars, even if it's me, like a woman who looks normal. You shouldn't be. She was like literally just about to go in my car. And then I was like, I'm just going to wait with you here until I figure out what's going on. And then she's like, well, my friends are almost here. I was like, well, then I'm going to wait and see that your friends get here so that I'm not leaving you here by yourself. And she was like kind of an asshole too. She was just like totally ignoring me.
I mean, it's like a girl who like lied to her parents and got on the fucking bus and then was essentially walking alongside a fucking highway.
And
so it makes sense that her personality isn't top notch.
Well, I was like, this is so dangerous. She's like, I know. And then a car pulls up.
Yeah. Who's in the car?
A bunch of boys.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like boys in like, it's like some like rich 17-year-old in a fucking like souped up Mercedes.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, oh my God, even this feels bad that I'm releasing her to a car full of boys.
Yeah.
But it's better than me leaving her here. And then I was like, I can't call the police for this because she knows these guys. They might be her friends, and they're probably not a bunch of rapists. I don't know. They were her friends, and then like the boys were like, "Thank you." I was like, I don't want kids for this reason. Her parents, the worst thing could have happened to her last night, and they would have been like, "I thought she was at a friend's house."
I mean, there's so
Horrible.
much talk always, and we get so many alerts on our phones about abduction, and yet it seems to not register with the group of people who are going to be abducted.
Teenagers are so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable.
Like no sense of consequence. And I didn't have it either.
She didn't have even like a sense of how dangerous it was, what she was doing. A, like she was on a busy street. B, she's like this like pretty girl in a crop top. It's freezing outside with a belly button ring. I'm like, not to say that a teenager shouldn't be wearing a crop top or a belly button ring, but like prime bait, I suppose,
yeah, and
for
then
a
she
psycho.
gets in a Mercedes filled with boys.
Well, I don't like that. Wasn't even. I was worried about a psychopath, like a serial rapist killer abducting her.
Right.
And be like, well, she was asking for it because she had a belly button ring and a crop top.
No, of course. I mean, like it
was so crazy.
But I'm talking about like.
And then and then I had another thought. I was like kind of a troll when I was her age. I was not like feeling myself.
Right.
The way that teenagers are feeling themselves now. Like 15-year-olds are like, I'm hot. I know I'm hot. When I was 15, I had that was 4 noses ago. I had like a schnoz. I had braces. I had like ultra thin eyebrows.
Uh-huh.
I was like a little chubby.
Right.
I was not sexy by any stretch, but yeah, it's like a different time. It's kind of worrisome I even like my little cousin, when she turned 16, I was like, oh God, why do you look so much older? It's fucked up. She's so pretty and she has like her nails done and her eyelashes. She's just like a babe. And I'm like, this is fucked up.
Right.
I don't preserve the innocence a bit.
When you were that age, were you just like, I'm not interested?
No, I definitely like had my crushes, but I was just like a troll. I was a troll.
I doubt you were a troll.
I remember like when older boys would give me attention, I was like, it was like really a big deal.
So obviously you weren't a troll.
No,
older boys were giving giving attention.
They were ugly.
Oh, they were trolls.
They were also trolls.
So I doubt you were. That's a terrible way to define yourself.
Glasses.
But hey, I'm not going to take it away from you.
I got really hot 16, 17.
Right.
It was like a shift.
Right. That happens to a lot of people. I got hot last year.
I think I'm my hottest I've ever been right now. Like in this last like couple years.
You've been insanely hot since I've known you and every picture I've ever seen of you.
Thank you. I was a bit of I dressed like a hoe in my early 20s. I was like, the vagina's like nearly showing. I would see pictures and the skirts were so short and so tight. I'm like, what is this look even?
I mean,
high heels.
I mean, that's, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Love.
No. It was just like not even good fashion is what
right.
It was just like a hoe for the sake of hoe.
Because I mean, like we both like to dress like hoed out.
Yeah, but now there's like more
there's a fashion.
There's style to it.
There's thought to it.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing now.
Yeah.
It's a choice. We're making the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, when I was 15, I was like a brick of cheddar cheese with like a horrible pompadour. Like I used to be called in junior high, this is younger than 15, I guess. I had like this like helmet going by. For some reason thought like it was a good idea to brush my hair back. No matter how long it got, I still brushed it back every morning. And maybe I like put gel in it because like that was the age where like it was the first time that like that Richard, my one of my parents' best friends and the family hairdresser put gel in my hair. But of course he put gel in my hair better than I did myself. So I had this like pompadour. And then when I went as Elvis Presley.
Naturally.
In junior high for Halloween. And when I got on the school bus, I didn't even have, I had an Elvis mask on, like a full head Elvis mask on. But I think the kids noticed that like my real hair was kind of the same, And then all the kids immediately, it was my death knell. Like they just, that was my death. That was my death day. They were just like, "You're hey Elvis," and they kept calling me Elvis.
Honey.
And tortured me constantly while I was on the school bus. But like the thing is,
kids are so vicious.
But the weird thing is that Elvis Presley's fucking cool.
Yeah, but kids, they'll use anything against you.
But and I even thought Elvis Presley was cool at that time.
Yeah, but they said it as an insult.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the whole execution is everything.
Yeah.
Meaning is everything. The words mean nothing. What's behind them is what means something.
That's why you can look at a dog and you can be like, "Stupid little shit," and they'll be like,
right, right, exactly. Or if you're like, "You fucking cute, fucking amazing fucking creature, I love you so much,"
they'll run. Do you think that like kids torturing you in school has led you to this feeling that
I hate people?
That people are out to like disrespect you or insult you when they're maybe not doing that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I have things all over?
Dog hair, lint.
I have dog hair and lint. I also have this. How bad is this? This thing on my nose. Nothing. I went to the skin doctor, as you know. I just and the skin doctor wasn't concerned about it. Didn't think it was cancer or anything like that. But I've had this like bump on my nose. I was like, get rid of this. I don't want the bump on my nose. What am I? I mean, I'm already getting attacked anti-Semitically all the time. I don't need like, look at the witch. Look at that warlock. Drinking the baby's blood. Ooh. Putting the baby's blood in the cauldron with his matzo ball soup. Matzo balls and baby's blood. I definitely think that my experiences as a child and adolescent definitely makes me very, very sensitive and prone to thinking that people are disrespecting me.
I mean, me too. All my childhood wounds, they've translated into adulthood stuff.
Yeah, no, like people are dangerous to you and me.
Yeah.
We're the only people that like are never dangerous to each other. Now, I think when we first got together, I think was like
you were my
part of
worst enemy.
Right. Best friends and worst enemies.
Yeah, real healthy.
That would like, switch within a matter of minutes of what we were to each other. But we really screamed a lot at each other. And,
so bad. I remember we were like living in this kind of duplex in West Hollywood at one point, and we got in such a crazy scream fight that I was shocked the neighbors didn't call the police on us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you look back on those times, you're like, whoa, I was fucked up. How was I so unwell? And it's really just because I had never been to therapy until after that point.
Right.
And it was like, I just had no idea how to regulate my emotions. So it was like a child having fights.
Yeah. And I had not been in the right type of therapy.
Because you've been in therapy since you were a kid, right?
Yeah. But I was like doing therapy on the phone for like years. And it was like Freudian analysis.
Ugh,
and with psychoanalysis, it's really just you talking.
Yeah.
And I once asked him, and he's I don't want to hate on him. He's a great therapist. Like, and I'm not hating on psychoanalysis. I think it's a proven thing, but like anything, a method has to work for you with where you're at that time. And I think I was like, what is Stu? I mean, talking like this. And he would say, it's reconnecting synapses in your brain, which I mean, I would feel energized when I talk to him, but I don't think it's something you can just like do on the phone.
No, and also like there has to be some, oh my God, we're going to get so therapy now. I did EMDR therapy and I thought it was like a really active approach to dealing with my PTSD.
Yeah.
And it really allowed me to feel like I was in the driver's seat of healing myself, which I remember one time I was in a meltdown. It was like just around our breakup. And I was...
Because we took a break.
Yeah, we broke up for 7 months after the first year together.
Because we were both crazy.
Yeah, and I had never gone to therapy. And actually, us breaking up was the impetus for me going to therapy.
We were both blaming the other for
yes,
ourselves being crazy.
Right.
When we needed to, which... If we could look back, well, this is what we did. We said, oh no, well, you did it. And then I spent the 7 months spiraling still and didn't actually address my shit until we got back together. Right. Anyway, what were you saying?
So I was in like my abandonment was just like heightened and I was feeling so helpless. And I walked into my therapist's office and I go, did I just spit everywhere?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm nervous that like there's blood coming out of my nose.
No. There's no blood. He blew his nose and blood came out this morning. Yeah. But that's because it's very, very dry in here.
Dry.
I was scratching my skin off last night. Anyway, so I go into my therapist's office and I said, help me.
Really?
Fix me. But like not laughing, crying. Like I felt so useless. And I
love that you did that though. That's amazing.
I was just like
that's so
weeping on her sofa.
That's
like,
so
help,
Jewish baller.
Help me. And
that's so Jewish baller.
She goes, she's just like the best boundaries. She's just sitting there across from me. She goes, only you can help you. And I was like, that's another Jewish boss ass bitch. I was like, ugh. And I said, no, I can't. And she said, well, then nobody else can. That was it. And then that was the thing that got me to be like, okay, you have to have an active participation in your own healing. And that is what eventually got me to where I am now.
Yeah. And then you taught me a lot about boundaries and made me, and I slowly realized how bad my boundaries were.
I had no idea what a boundary was. My therapist had to teach me what a boundary is because my parents, they don't know what boundaries are. And I love them, we're very close, but they taught me the opposite of boundaries. Was like, it's a free for all and you don't have boundaries.
Yeah.
Nothing is your. Okay, so my version of almost getting in a stranger's car at 11:30 at night on a dark, basically highway is I would drink myself into oblivion. I thought it was so fucking cool that I could like just pound the shots and not die. And it was like such a flex because like none of my friends were able to like house the alcohol like me. And I would black out and puke and it was terrible. But
yeah,
I like in the moment I was like, yeah. And it was like cheap, shitty alcohol. And so one night I was at my friend's house, my friend Danny's house, still friends with her. Did all these shots. Like I think I did like 16 mini shots, not like full double shots, but they were like maybe like half. Let's say it was like 8 shots of alcohol in a row. Boom, 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 boom. And I don't remember. I mean, like an hour later, I don't remember anything. Like blacked out.
Oh,
woke up back at Danny's house. So in my mind, like never left, just woke up so fucking hungover and so fucked up. I woke up, I had slept under her mom's dining room table, like under the table.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, whoa, that was weird. I did a bunch of shots and I guess I slept under this table. Lo and behold, that's not where the night started or ended. Like all the friends were over. It was like 6 of us. And we were like a kind of a group of degenerates, like just bad influences on each other.
Yeah.
And dog's staring at me. She's judging me. So apparently I like got into one of my friend's cars who didn't drink. She was a stoner. She would smoke pot. So I would get into her car. At least I had the wherewithal to like not get into the car of a driving drunk person, but the high person. get in her car to drive to one of our other friends' houses whose parents were out of town. It was always like parents out of town. That's where we'd go and hang.
Right.
So we'd go to this other friend's house who's out of town, parents out of town. And on the way over there, we're like in the suburbs, like in the like back streets. And in the valley, and I see apparently there's a dog out on the loose. And I made my friend pull over and bring the dog in the car.
Yeah.
And so we have this dog in our car. We go to our friend's house, and me, drunk, I called the dog's parents to come get it. I'm drunk, so I'm tired, you know. I don't know too much about this part. Eventually, I guess the dog gets picked up by its owners. It was like...
You don't remember the dog
I don't
getting picked up,
remember
though?
any of this.
Okay.
But I'm assuming, she said I called the parents, and I'm assuming I was really drunk, but they came and got the dog. Cut to, I think it's a really good idea to get on the roof. And my friends let me get on the roof. I got on the roof.
Oh.
Don't know why I got on the roof. And my friend, the stoner friend, she was like on the floor crying and begging me to come off the roof. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm on the roof. I have no memory of this. None. This is just from what they told me. So this could also not be true. This whole story could not be true, but several of the friends confirmed the story. You were insane last night. You got on a roof like shit-faced drunk. We thought you were going to fall.
Yeah, terrible to hear that after and not remember it.
Horrible.
Worse to hear that after and not remember it than to remember it.
Horrible.
Yeah, that's awful.
That was my story.
There's a story that's coming up in my head now. I remember, again, it was like I was hanging out with all these these deadhead / fishhead criminal guys. And I remember this kid, Jordan, he was like, yo, man, my bro Rainbow, he got arrested. And I got to bail him out of jail. And I don't have a car. Like, I know of this weed field that is 3 hours away in Champaign, Illinois. We go tonight in the middle of the night and we go in the field. We steal some of the crop. We bring it back. I sell it. Use that money to get him out of prison.
Why was he in prison? Why was Rainbow in jail?
I'd probably dealing drugs or something.
So you got to deal more drugs to bail the guy for dealing drugs?
I don't know if I even was told why Rainbow was in prison. But I mean, not something so bad that he couldn't be bailed out.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, man, totally.
I think you can be bailed out on accusations of assault. So.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, it's not a problem because you'll see where the story ends up.
Okay.
But we drove
3 hours to Champaign,
and
Illinois.
This guy Jordan was, brain dead.
So I'm getting in a car with brain dead.
Like a negative personality, and I don't mean like a negative person. I mean like a
mean.
lacking of insides. And we got in the car and we're driving, and I lied to my parents. I said that I was sleeping over at this other shithead piece of shit friend.
Sound like the girl from last night.
And yeah, exactly. I was in a crop top. No, but and so we're driving. We drive 3 hours downstate. It's so boring. I mean, we had weed for us to smoke for the trip. I mean, this guy could not be so, I could hardly be sober at this point in my life and not be stoned, but this guy really couldn't be. There was no chance. So we had some weed. We were smoking it, and then his dumbass didn't know where the fucking field was. He had kind of an idea, and hey, Tony. And then Tony needed to be here for the story. And I didn't take into account how little gas I had in my car.
It's your car?
It was my car.
Okay.
I drove a Ford Explorer and green. and has like dead stickers on it and shit. It's like, we're high in case we get pulled over. Just morons. And so he's like, we got like trash bags in the back for the weed. We can't find. I'm like, oh fuck. I don't know if I'm gonna make it back. I've always been a bad, when I've had gas cars or even electric cars, like a bad judge of how much juice I have in the car. Still do. Still underestimate, what I need to do to prepare. Anyway, like definitely gonna not like make it back to Highland Park.
Is there a gas station nearby?
Well, okay, so we get to the field. Also, it's a private field, right? That's growing marijuana. It's illegal. So a fucking criminal is growing this weed. And you go on anybody's land, farmland, you can very easily get fucking shot.
You're in Illinois.
And we're in downstate Illinois, okay? This is like people got guns, all right? And I realized that, and I'm like, dude, I at least had the self-agency to be like, I'm not going into the field. Yeah. I'll wait in the car. You go into the field. And I'll wait for you when you come back. Yeah. And you get the weed.
Yeah.
He leaves.
What was in it for you? Why did you do this?
Just to be cool. What? Just to be liked.
You weren't even like in a bank on getting some free weed?
No.
What?
I mean, I guess I would get some free weed. Yeah. I think there was that.
I
but it was also like, I'm going to help out Rainbow, man. It was like, oh yeah.
I'm going to be Rainbow's good graces.
I'm going to be seen as the hippie savior. And I'm the savior of Rainbow.
Fool.
And so I'm waiting and I'm like, is he dead? Like he's gone? Like for, I think like half hour to an hour. I don't know where the fuck this guy is. And I'm just like sitting in the car, listening to a bootleg, and just like, oh my God, like, is he dead? Is the guy who killed him gonna come here and find me and then fucking shoot me? Like the cops are about to come any second, maybe. Like a cop passes by and sees me on the side of the road with the fucking dead stickers all and me looking like Sideshow Bob in here. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is this kid doing by the side of the road here in his car? Like,
God.
No, nobody passes. It's in total darkness too. Like there's no lights.
How long is he in there for?
It felt like 2 hours. He comes back in the car.
Any drugs?
Nothing. No weed. Got nothing. Empty trash bags. He's like, fuck, dude. Well, maybe we can like go and check this other spot. And I was like, you know what? No. I like had the clarity. I was like, I gotta go back. We run out of gas.
Of course.
We have no money. I'm able to make it to a gas station. And I called my parents to put gas money to give the gas station person their credit card info.
And what did your parents do? Were you grounded after that?
Oh, yeah. I was in big trouble. But yeah, that's...
How old were you?
I was like 17.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah. No, I mean, easily could have fucking just like had my throat slit.
So I know somebody who got cast in as like an extra in like a CSI or something like that. This was like 22 years ago, maybe, because I was like 11 or something or 12 when this happened. Somebody I
have
know,
such anxiety over
somebody
this story.
I
I think
know,
because it's about somebody else. Or no, you.
No, it didn't happen to me. I just know who this happened to. Got cast as an extra in a TV show where he had to play some sort of like militant, like a soldier or something. And so he had to prep for his role as an extra in this CSI thing.
Of course. Yeah. No, he's an artist, a method.
So he got a toy gun, but like a big one, like a shotgun.
Oh.
Put on military uniform. And and went on a hike in the Santa Monica Mountains. And was speaking in Arabic, I think, because his lines were in Arabic.
Oh.
Speaking in Arabic, wearing a military thing, holding a gun.
Is he Arab?
Looks it, but isn't.
Okay.
And somebody sees him. A hiker sees him.
Right.
Calls the police.
Yeah.
He comes out on the other, because it's like a loop, and he comes out. And what's waiting for him? The fucking SWAT team. Yeah. And they are holding a gun pointed at him. And he's like, oh, and he put...
I'm an actor. I'm an actor. I'm a method actor.
He's holding his lines. And he's like waving his lines, and he puts the gun down, and they like have the gun to his head. And there's like police cars everywhere. They block off Reseda Boulevard. Police cars everywhere. SWAT team everywhere. He comes, the cops bring him home. They need his identification. He doesn't have his identification on him. They bring him home to his parents' house. And they're like, hey, you're a kid. You're a fucking idiot. And he's walking around with a toy gun, and and we got the SWAT team outside. We need his passport or some form of ID. And they think it, like, at this point, they're like relieved, and they think it's a bit funny.
My first car, I had like a Pontiac Firebird.
Your grandma got that for you?
My grandma got me a Pontiac Firebird, red. The worst car to have in Chicago weather.
Why? Because of the ice?
Because basically, like, anything that's not totally dry surface turns the car into an air hockey puck. I mean, it just like...
Why? Because it's so
just
small?
Like, it just has terrible traction. The body is so light, and the tires are like, I guess, smooth. I don't know. That it just was like...
Hey, car people, write in, let us know why the Pontiac Firebird had horrible traction.
I'm not going to totally blame it on the car. It is, I take accountability for my shitty teenage driving. But yeah, I wrapped it around a tree. I was driving down this like kind of main road. It was 2 lanes, and there was somebody who was in the left lane, and they were going a little slow. And I went to the right lane to pass them, and my car hit a mud patch, and I was like, oh my God. And, like I've been in a lot of car accidents, not a lot, but like a good amount. And, slow motion, it feels like slow motion for like 2 seconds. And then whammo, wrap the fucking car around a tree, airbag. If I didn't have an airbag, I'd be dead. And I remember I was on my way to my best friend at that time's house. I got to his house. I was like, I got to call my parents. I just wrapped my car around a tree. And I remember calling them. And I remember me being like, hi, Mom. Because of course I did not want to talk to my father about it. Didn't want my father to, if I could have found a way for my father to never find out anything I ever did wrong, I would have paid the biggest price, because nothing was scarier than my father's anger. And I remember calling it, I was like, hey, Ma, I just wrapped my car around the tree. And she's like, what? Oh my God. And then I heard him in the background. He's like, what? And she was like, oh, Brett, he's been in an accident. He wrapped his car around a tree. And I just heard my dad in the background going, he's done. He's done. Thanks for joining us on Neurotica. Don't forget to share it with a friend, and please leave a review. I mean, you review everything else, right? I mean, it's comment here and comment there. Why not for us?